Hey, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. And new video here on breaking through performance plateaus. And this is based on some of the questions and feedback that I got. People just kind of feeling like they're stuck, like they've hit a plateau and just kind of are not able to get faster no matter what it is that they do. So it actually forced me to kind of step back because trust me, this could easily be a multi-hour probably video in a training course on exactly what it takes to be able to perform at the next level. But it forced me to kind of step back and think about what really are the most important things in performing your best, and for the athletes that get results, how does that kind of look? So I'm just going to break it down into three very simple things that you guys will be able to use to be able to help your performance and will be able to help you take to the next level. So the first part of breaking through any performance plateau in life and in sports is mastering the mental side of it. And before you just dismiss this, we govern our own potential in any area of life. And you've probably heard me tell this story before, but I often reference the story of Roger Bannister. If you don't know who he is, I'll keep it short. He was the first person to break the 4-minute mile way back in 1954. All the way up to that point, everybody was trying to break the 4-minute mile. Nobody could do it. Finally, Bannister did it, running a 3:59.4. And before that, there was widespread talk about whether anybody could really break the 4-minute mile. He did it, and then within the next 3 years after that, 16 other people broke the 4-minute mile. So it becomes a thing where it's just, and training programs didn't change, nutrition didn't change, courses didn't change, nothing like that. It just was their perception of what was actually possible. So the first step in breaking through a performance plateau is to ask yourself, whatever time you're going after, whether it's in a triathlon, whether it's in a marathon, like, do you actually see yourself as the person that is capable of running that time? Because if you want to be, let's just take like a 3:30 marathoner. Okay, well, I want to run a 3:30 marathon. That's very different than believing deep down that you are capable and you're going to run a 3:30 marathon. It has to start in your own head first, because your mind governs your thoughts govern your beliefs, your belief govern your actions, and your actions end up governing all of your life and all of your performance. So I could go off on this for a while, but please just ask yourself, is this starting in my head? Because unless you get a handle on that, anything that I tell you physically just won't matter. It has to start here. So that's kind of the first part of it. The second part of it is to be consistent and to remain patient. I'm sure probably in my bookshelf here behind me, I've got the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. If you haven't read it, it talks a lot about the principle and the rule of 10,000 hours. And maybe you've heard it, that basically it takes 10,000 hours to achieve mastery in any area of your life. And I know that might sound like a lot from a running or from a triathlon standpoint, and it kind of is, but the bottom line is, if you're pretty new to the sport, it may just be the type of thing where you just need to accumulate more hours and you just need to stay patient. And unfortunately, I know you don't want to hear this, and trust me, I don't like hearing it either, but gains in endurance performance are never linear. Okay, so it's never like you're going to continue to just get faster at the same rate the more time that you put in. Sometimes you hit plateaus and you've got to just continue to stay consistent for a while, and then eventually it's like bam, you hit it and then you get to the next level of performance. But if you can't stay patient and stay consistent, it's difficult to do. So with that, the reason that I say it is really pay close attention to your recovery and to trying to remain, I guess, as injury-free as possible. Because ultimately, we all have little things that bother us and fatigue and kind of nicky-knack aches and pains and things like that. It's just the nature of the sport. It's just what happens. But what you want to make sure doesn't happen are the ones that really debilitate you and cause you to miss like weeks on end, like stress fractures, different calf strains, things like that. And it can be a whole assortment of injuries. But the things that keep you on the sidelines and leave you unable to do what it is that you want to do, that's what you have to avoid. So simple things like getting massages if you're in a spot where you can't maybe financially go and get a massage all the time. What are you doing for your own soft tissue work? Foam rolling a golf ball, maybe on the fascia on the bottom of your foot. Doing different things just to help out your connective tissue, to help you recover a little bit better. Focusing on your nutrition certainly is such a big deal. Focusing on your hydration, sleeping enough at night. Just taking care of those things so you're able to train consistently, because ultimately it's just kind of the slow and steady wins the race, so to speak, but you just have to stay at it over time. And then when that accumulates, it's ultimately going to be something that allows you to achieve the next level of performance. But you just can't be sidelined because it's going to derail what it is that you're doing. So that's part of it. That's the second one. And then the third one is probably, other than the mental part, probably the most important is to separate hard and easy. I see so many people get this wrong. If you've heard me talk about the gray area, it's that gray area where people are working out kind of hard. It's like I'm sort of, it's almost like it makes people feel good because they're working out hard enough where they feel challenged, but they're not going hard enough to get faster. And you have to separate those two. I see so many people specifically like trying to qualify for Boston, let's say, because that's a big thing. A lot of people are like, they're a few minutes over and they want to get to Boston. And they can't get it because they just continue to do, I see it specifically on long runs. They continue to do these long runs kind of in the gray area and these other workouts, and they always end up half fatigued, half injured, and they're not able to go hard enough on their workouts where they're supposed to go hard. So it's something that you just need to think about. I apologize if you can hear the kids yelling in the background outside of my condo. But you have to separate those two things, because by going easier on those longer workouts, you don't get faster on long workouts. Like the long, slow distance is meant to kind of be a long, slow distance, but that's not where you get faster. The way that you get faster in any aspect, whether it's running or swimming or biking, is by actually running, biking, or swimming faster. That's what you have to do. And you can only go to the well so many times, physically or mentally. So what I'm telling you is that one step for you to break through your performance plateaus may actually be for you to go slower on your longer workouts. So like, again, let's go back to a 3:30 marathoner, which is just an 8-minute mile pace. Okay, you should probably be doing your long runs at roughly 8:45 to maybe 9-minute miles. That slowly. And a lot of people won't do that. They'll say, well, I need to average 8-minute miles in my race, so I'm just going to run at close to race pace. And then what that does is that doesn't allow them, when they've got, let's say, midweek interval workouts and tempo workouts, they're not able to go hard enough on those things because they've went too hard at it on the long runs. So I hope that makes sense. If I'm going to try and give you like a number from a running standpoint, I would say it's somewhere around your 10K race pace. Is probably the pace that you would want to look at as far as targeting that to get faster. Okay, anything kind of, I do believe in doing marathon paced workouts leading up to the race to get used to that race pace, just really in the latter stages and right at the end of your training. But I'm not a huge fan of doing runs at marathon pace because I feel like it's gray area, especially early on. Separate that out, and then leading up to the race, when you're trying to peak for it, then you can sneak in a couple miles so your body knows what it's like. But ultimately, to get faster, you need to run faster, or bike faster, or swim faster. So I really hope that makes sense. Just separate those two out because it's going to help you a ton. So I just wanted to recap this a little bit. One, make sure it's not in your head. Make sure that you're not putting your own ceiling lower than it needs to be, and you honestly believe that whatever plateau you're looking to break through, you can do. Second part of it, stay consistent and be patient and really focus on recovery strategies and staying injury free. And then the third part of it is to separate out hard and easy and try and rid yourself of the kind of hard workouts. Either make it really hard where you're huffing and puffing and you're really struggling, or make it really easy where you can carry on a simple conversation with the person next to you. It's the best way to do it. And I promise you, if you follow these three things, regardless of what training program you're following, you're going to see great results. So hope you got something out of that. Wish you a great day. As always, Scott Welle, smarter, faster, injury-free training. That's all I got. Have a good day.